We'll now call our special board meeting to order.
Move adoption of the agenda.
Removing item 2B.
Removing 2B. Second.
Second.
All right, just give me 1 minute here.
Computer's not up, so.
All right, good. Today we take time to acknowledge the loss of one of our beloved educators. Today we remember 5th grade Whitesides Elementary School teacher Jean Kablick, who passed away this week. Her funeral services were this morning. She was a dedicated employee of CCSD, having taught at St. James Santee for 12 years and at Whitesides for 20 years. She had a huge heart for her students and for the school communities that she served. Please keep her husband, George, and her children and her grandchildren in your thoughts and prayers. May we also bow our heads to remember the victims of the El Paso and Dayton tragedies. O God of truth and justice, we hold before you those whose memories we cherish, and those whose names we will never know. Help us to lift our eyes above the torment of this broken world, and grant us the grace to pray for those who wish us harm. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, at this time now, let's approve the agenda of the special call meeting. You should have it in front of you. You want to do this?
Yep.
Hang on one
Suppose
second.
I've got a motion.
1 second.
Is Ms. Jeffrey on?
No, she's not. Okay. Yes.
Sorry, let me
Yeah.
get to the
Everyone's
right
cast their
meeting.
vote?
Yep, okay. Yep, okay. I'm sorry.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Has everyone cast their vote, Julie?
I'm waiting.
I just did, it should come through.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, motion passes. Item 2A, the Superintendent Evaluation.
Mr. Chair, after taking the time to review Dr. Postlethwaite's report on the district's progress towards the goals set forth, and considering the comments made by board members regarding Dr. Postlethwaite's performance, I move that we conclude as a board that Dr. Postlethwaite will receive an overall effective evaluation for Part 1 of the 2018-19 school year.
Second. Probably moving. Second,
Second,
Mr. Frazier.
Discussion, sir. So, Matt,
I'm sorry, say again.
discussion.
Okay.
I just have to make a statement. My vote today does not reflect the person or personality, but the process that I'm not satisfied with only. So just keep that in mind. It does not reflect the person, no performance, but the process. So I just have the process where eventually each person can state their views, and then the board have a summary of all those scores from each person to make a collective score. So thank you.
Okay. Let me also add that this process that we voted on and using the superintendent evaluation is what the board approved on last year. So the
Understand.
process in place wasn't created differently than what we already agreed to. So moving forward, if the board collectively chooses to change the process, then we can participate in that. But the process that was already voted upon is what we use.
I'll argue that, sir.
Okay, all right. Just want to make that clear. All right, item 2C.
I have a motion.
I'm sorry, just 1 second. The motion passes 7-1.
Okay. I have a motion.
Make that clear.
Reverend Mack.
Okay?
So just two things real quick. We have a second list of transfers that we received today, and if it is okay with the board, because school's starting soon, as we've done in the past, we'll send recommendations out to everyone and do a special call meeting, maybe later this week, and if anybody can come down here, great, and if not, everybody else can join by phone, if that's okay. My motion today is that we overturn the constituent board's decision for students numbered 38, 40, 42, 43, and 46, and that for student number 45, we allow the student to attend the secondary elementary school that he is zoned for, which is one of three, in D3.
Kate, would you take a look at number 48, please? That needs to be in your motion.
Which is 53.
45 also.
Oh, I'm sorry, which is 53, my bad.
Oh, okay.
And number 53, actually, it's 53, really. Sorry.
Second.
My bad.
Does that include?
Yeah.
Is that it? 38, 40, 42, 43, 46, 53.
Yep, and then 45, allow the student to attend the secondary elementary school that they're zoned for in D3, which I can explain to Mr. Olson or Mr. Brody.
And I believe Ms. Coates seconded.
Yes, she did.
Okay, that motion passes unanimous. Item 2D.
I move to uphold the decision of the superintendent on this item.
Second.
Which one is that?
This is
2D.
2D.
Teacher appeal.
All right, please cast your vote.
I move to uphold the hearing officer.
The motion passes. Now, item 2E.
Todd, what were you saying?
I move to uphold the hearing officer's decision.
Second.
Probably moving second. Ask that you please cast your vote when prompted. Okay, that motion passes. Item 2F.
So for
Move to defer and include in the
Yep.
special call meeting for additional transfer requests.
Second.
We're probably moving second.
So we're going to move that, defer to the special call meeting.
Which one?
Item
Call decision
2F,
transfer.
Which special call? Oh, okay.
that we're going to do to address transfer requests.
Okay, please cast your vote. Okay, that motion passes. Item 2G.
I move that we revisit the student placement appeal and place the student at Daniel Jenkins Academy after-hours program, allow him to complete work on Edgenuity towards completion of 8th grade standards in the 3 subjects. Upon completion of that work, allow him to apply to Charleston Acceleration Academy.
That's not what we said. We weren't going to pick a
Yep.
school after they finish.
Waiting for
That's the
two.
motion. and
That's
you're-
the motion,
we can't make
or
motions
other
in
schools.
executive Session, so that's what she's
So
decided to do.
so if we, then basically,
I'll amend my motion to say, allow him to apply to Charleston Acceleration Academy or other schools.
why not just leave that part off, period, just say they assign the student there, period, to where they're going at, then that'd be up to them where they go after they finish the program.
I would
Well-
like to second,
Hang on, I'm about to say, do we have a second on
I
the
will
motion
second
first?
Ms. Darby's original motion. If
Okay.
someone wants to make an amendment motion, we
All
can
right,
go from there.
hold one second. So, Ms. Darby, can you repeat your motion, please?
I move to revisit the student placement appeal and place the student in Daniel Jenkins Academy after-hours program, allow him to complete work on Edgenuity towards completion of 8th grade standards in 3 subjects he failed. Upon completion of that work, allow him to apply to Charleston Acceleration Academy or other schools.
All right, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
All right,
Other schools? And so, but I can accept that, but normally the board didn't dictate what school the person goes when they finish their sentence or their punishment. They're free to choose whether to go where they want to go. So that's why I don't want to start. We cannot have it and say we decide what school they're going to choose. That's not our right.
They're not free to go to any school. They're
Once they complete the program, they are.
They're required to go to
Okay.
13.
Okay, just 1 second, guys.
They're free when they complete the program since in there.
All right, please cast your vote. Okay, that motion passes.
Reverend Mack,
Item 2H, yes.
I move to increase the kindergarten capacity at Butte from 2 classes to a maximum of 4 classes.
Is there a second?
Second,
All right, it's been properly moved and second.
there's some discussion.
Yes.
So I wanted to thank people who are here today to talk about this item, and I realize that I need new glasses because I've been squinting at everybody, so I'm sorry about that. I do believe, based on the input that we've gotten from both looking at our policies and from our legal counsel, that the superintendent has the authority to make the decision that she made, and we are reaffirming that decision. And I want to make sure everybody understands that this board has taken no action and has not discussed combining Butte and Memminger. There's been a lot of talk about that. That was a recommendation from the D20 Mission Critical group that made a number of recommendations. That might be something that we talk about, but we have not, as a board, taken any action on that. We received that recommendation. I think there was somebody here who spoke who was on that group. So that is not anything that we have taken any action on. I hear you. I think the rest of the board hears you about your concerns about transparency and trust. I don't think we're dishonest, but we certainly could have been certainly more transparent in this process. My children went to school here in Charleston County, and I think I have been very clear that I feel like we need to expand the capacity of Butte. We're not saying, in making this motion, that we're going to double the size. We're saying for this school year, we're adding 2 classes. I think we'll have to have a lot more dialogue about what we're doing across the district to improve student achievement and to improve the opportunity for all our students. All our students deserve a Butte-like education, every single one of our schools. And I think that we have a long waiting list, and we have kids who want to go to school there and parents who want to send their children there, and we should be looking at, that's how I personally feel. So just wanted to make that. I want to make sure people are clear. Again, if you go back and look at our minutes, we have not taken any action or discussed combining Butte with Memminger. That was a recommendation from the D20 Mission Critical Group.
Mr. Frazier?
I'd like to amend the motion to limit it to the 2019-2020 school year for the purpose of this discussion.
Okay.
I would,
Are you good with that change, Todd?
We're going to come back and talk about a whole lot of other things between now and October, but for
Yeah.
tonight, I would like to limit it for this year.
All right.
Okay,
And,
in saying that but we're not going to pull out.
no, he said 19,
No,
20.
2019-2020,
Correct.
right now.
Okay,
That's
got
it,
it.
one time.
Okay. All right, you accept that?
Yep.
Yes,
All right.
yep.
Mr. Hollinger?
Chris, I think that causes a problem. So you're gonna admit someone for this year, then you're gonna turn around and have this discussion, and if it overturns, then you got those
Keep the fire
parents that
going.
got admitted.
I think you need
That what
to
you-
clarify what you mean by 1920, that
Could
that
this
doesn't mean they
class
have to
bubble
leave
up?
at the end of next year. It
Right.
means you're not necessarily going to bind the district to take any kindergarten class next year. He's not saying
Okay.
that his have
That's
to
what
leave.
we're
All right.
saying.
And then,
That-
I just want to make sure
I
that's
mean,
what you meant.
you need to be clear on what
Yeah,
you...
no, I'm clear.
Okay.
These kids are admitted, they stay.
Yeah,
No.
We're not making any obligation for any future
Next year.
attendance until we decide where we're going.
got it.
I just
Okay.
don't feel again, adding a kindergarten unit there, expanding it, would increase the diversity footprint. Based on the criteria to enter that school, when you can show me it affects and helps the community underserved, then I can be for it. I just don't see it that way.
Okay, any further discussion?
I guess if we're going to increase Butte's capacity, we need to also increase the academic magnet capacity.
We did that 2 years
SOA.
ago.
Yeah,
We did it in a negative way, not in a positive way, to increase diversity and opportunities for other students, of diverse backgrounds. So we did nothing, was null and void.
The top.
So what we need to do now,
Reverend Collins, not to cut you off, but if you can just stick to
yes,
the
sir, we
motion.
can, what we do is have to be fair to all students and all families. I'm really kind of sore that the communities in that road, they feel like they've been excluded. That's really my reserve. Whenever we make decisions as a board, I like to know the community had a part of it, had input, they were included, they were considered, and then we cast our vote. And so, but I don't think we accomplished that goal today. No matter what changes we make to the school, the parents want to know, want to be a part of it. And I think we failed the parents in that regard.
Okay. All right, well, I ask everyone to please cast your vote. Okay, that motion passes. Entertain a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
So move.